Hello to you all. I hope you're all well. Right, obviously you've, most majority have been following what I've been up to. That I want to help the people and obviously bring back man back onto the land and dissolve maritime law. And dissolve the fictitious entity, the birth certificate once and for all. And we all go back under our true creator and the jurisdiction of the earth and what our creator gave us. That's where we need to go. That's what needs to happen. And it has been complicated and it has been hard. But the more I keep reading this Bible that's in my possession at the moment, the more my little eyes are lighting up. Now, obviously everybody's on a path in life of learning. A lot of people are more advanced than others. That's just the way it is. That's just about knuckling down, getting your head down and studying. I've had to do it myself. So we all know that contracts, laws and everything came from the Bible, from the beginning. We all know this. And we're under the jurisdiction of our creator. Until the dark side intervened, obviously 160 years ago, when they knew they could try and pin us down. Obviously I said in the previous video, the mark of the beast, but hey, it just makes sense to me, that was all. It's just my opinion, but there's a lot of people that get on the eye, oh, you don't know prophecy, blah, blah, blah. Look, instead of being a dickhead, be supportive. Do you know what I'm saying? We're all supposed to be in it together, not going against each other, alright? The world's mad. You can't please everybody. It's that simple. But there's that much out there. Where do you go? What do you do? All we can do is try, and that's it. I've started the paperwork. That's what I'm saying. New things keep coming to me. I want to get this right. I don't want to rush it. I've got one chance and one chance only. So I was reading the Bible. I was going through Genesis and that, and it showed me a few things, the dragon, and I was like, oh. The dragon flies up in the firmament, etc. And I was like, well, this is interesting. The beast, and it's telling you the moon and the sun is inside the firmament. Well, that's a story for another day. A lot of people will be loving that one. And we all know we've been condemned to this fictitious entity, to believe this is us as man. That's what they're trying to do to you. They're trying to jungle the words about, to trick you on the trickery of the legalese. That's what they do. The different languages. Whenever you're going to write a name, it's always going to be in case text. It tells you in the Bible how to write a name. But there's no second names in the Bible. It's all first names. Because we all know that our surname is the clan member. So I'll be Jared John of the family Gallagher, not Mr. Jared John Gallagher, the fictitious entity. Or they want me to be. Now, nobody can come between you and your creator. That's a fact. Nobody in this world can come between you and the creator. That's a fact. Whoever your creator is, of course. Now, you can believe in the Bible or you don't believe in the Bible. A lot of people have turned away from the Bible and been say it's all gobbledygook. But it's a law book. It's a guide. It's to help you. It's not all sing come by heart. It's about guiding you. It's about guiding me, but in the right direction on how to beat the system. So I was flicking through it, and I stumbled upon the Lord's Prayer. But there was a different version of the Lord's Prayer that I know. Well, this is interesting. Now, to go to heaven, you don't want to be committing sin. Because if you keep committing sin, then you're not going to go to heaven. It tells you in the Bible. Well, it does in this one. And I sat there and I looked and I went, does that say what I think it says? I went, oh, I can use this to my advantage. In fact, I can. Because we don't want to sin. That's what we shouldn't do, is sin. But they've played the game very, very cleverly, I believe. So they placed this fictitious entity on us. They're all baptised as Catholics anyway for 160 years since they started it. Because they're all under the Vatican. That's what my mate told me. I've sort of resonates with me. I went, that's got a bit of truth to that. Opinions. But I was like going, sin. I don't want to sin. And I don't want to sin. I want to be good. We all follow common law. That's the true law of man. That's the law we should be following. Obviously, when I've done my paperwork, that man shall return and take back what's rightfully his. Man shall be back on the jurisdiction of the earth for what our Creator created for us. He told us to be rightful and be fruitful and multiply and get on. He didn't tell us to rule over one another. He told us to get on. So when you follow the scriptures, it's resonating with me now massively. Because I can understand all the law side of things and know what they're doing. So if a bailiff knocks on my door, whatever, I'd be like, are you Mr. G? No, mate. Are you sure? Yeah, mate. I'd be like, hang on a minute. You want to play the game, I'll play the game. No problem. Right then, sunshine. Do you want me to commit sin? And he's going to look at you gone out. He'll be like, what are you talking about, mate? Do you want me to commit sin? Do you want me to commit fraud? Yes or no? And he'd be like, I don't know what you're on about. But you know what you're on about, but he done. Right? I'd be like, look, mate, this is how it's going to go. You're dealing with a fictitious entity there, right, which I did not consent to that contractual agreement when I was first born. They placed that on me because my mum and dad did it under duress. Because if they didn't do it, they would have been fined. So they had to do it, right? So I'm now a man, I'm now competent enough to realise that you've committed fraud upon me and I can't play your game. Because if I play your game now, I know I'm committing perjury upon myself. I know I'm committing fraud. Right? Common law. I'm committing fraud. So I can't commit fraud, mate. Now, if you want me to be that fictitious entity, me and you are write up a contractual agreement now, right? And we'll see how we get on. And he's going to be like, the fuck's going on here? You can't sin. Because if I agree to that, then I'm sinning on myself. I know I'm committing fraud, and that stops my chances from going to heaven. Do you see what I'm saying? They are going to hate it. Because I can turn around and say to them, right then, arseholes, disprove that Bible then. Disprove what it says there about sinning. If you keep sinning, then it stops your chances from going to heaven, and I want to be pure. And they're going to be like, you bastard. So I'm using the tools, what's been placed in front of me. I'm using the tools. I'm using that Bible against them. So they've got to disprove the Bible now. They've got to disprove it. And they won't. Because if they disprove the Bible, the chaos here. So play them at their own game. And it goes with money as well. It tells you in the Bible, don't pay taxes. Taxes is a sin. I'm alright then. So, this fictitious fiat currency, what's out there, the pound sterling, which is not backed by commodity, which is not backed by man. The wealth is not owned by man. The wealth of the world is owned by organisations corrupt. It's a fiat which has no value whatsoever. So you always stay in honour and say, look, mate, I can't participate in your shite because I'm committing sin yet again. I'm committing fraud. Right? Can't be happening. Tell you what, I'll do the honourable thing as man. I'll give you a silver. I'll give you the shekels. How's that? Silver will always outdo fiat currency. It's all about power. That's what it's all about, people. Power. And those arseholes are trying to overpower you all the time. That's what they're trying to do. We live in a world where we think we go to work for 40 hours a week and earn £400 or £500 a week, right? We think that we're earning something, right? We're earning nothing, right? We're earning fresh air. What's earning that token of what they give us is our energy. These corporations and world leaders don't run on currencies. They run on our energy. That's what they run on. They stole our money from us. Our true commodity of gold and silver. They took that from us because they knew once it was gone, we won't own it. They'll own it. So that's why they stripped it from us and gave us this worthless pieces of paper what's backed by absolute nothing. It's our energy, people. When our Creator, when we're all born, when He breathes that spirit into you, that soul, right? You inherit His minerals, His land, His wealth. The minerals is the minerals of this earth. He gave you it all. So I'm hoping once I've done my paperwork, etc., etc., and I'm going to use the Creator against these corporate assholes. So when you get gas bills coming through or something like that, I'll be like, hang on a minute, mate. I'll pay you a transportation charge, but I'm not paying for that mineral. And they'll be like, what you on about? You've got to pay for it. No, I haven't, mate. Because that's my mineral. That's mine. That's what my Creator gave me. Right? The Creator gives you dominion over everything. Right? To share. So I can say to them, well, take me to court then. I'll take my Bible. I'm not committing any fraud here. I'm in honour. Absolutely in honour. That's my mineral. That's your mineral. I will give you my mineral. Sharing is caring. That's how it goes. Same with the electric. Same with everything. Everything what's in this world is ours. Not theirs. Ours. So I'm saying I believe in fairness. I believe in paying transportation fees and maintenance. I don't believe in the extortionate bullshit that they put on us. So we can fight it out. That's what I'm saying. It's all about sin. That's what it's all about. You don't need any trusts or anything like that. You don't need any of that. Because if you're using a trust, right, you're committing fraud on yourself. You're sinning because you're using a fictitious entity still. You're using a corporate name. Regardless on which way it goes. If you do your name properly, of the family and second name, because that's how it's going to be on this pieces of paper. Your second name, your surname, right? It's just a clan. It's just a clan member, that's it. But it's been interesting. Been absolutely interesting. And I've been speaking to a few people. And I spoke to a nice Christian lady the other day. And she's proper on board with the Bible. And I was telling her what I wanted to do and etc. And she went, I like it. She knows I'm telling the truth. Right? Don't sin. That's simple. Always stay in honour. All the time. So I can't participate now in their fraud. I cannot do it. Simple. It's. I know it sounds like it can't be that simple. They always say it's always there in front of you. The easiest things. You don't need to make it complicated. Just don't sin. Nobody can get in between you and your Creator. That's simple. And I'm not committing any fraud. They might want me to commit fraud, but I can't do it. And they can't force it on me. Do you see what I'm saying? You walk into a court with that Bible and you smash it straight down on the table, right? And go, right then, judge. Let's go. Disprove that Bible. I know I'm committing sin. You prove to me that fictitious entity is me. Off you go. Off you pop. Bring the facts. Paperwork will be there. Blah, blah, blah. Witness statement. Blah, blah, blah. Rebut it then. Off you pop. He'll have to rebut the Creator. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So that's what I've been up to at the minute. Just getting my head round in it. Just seeing what's what. But it just resonates with me. Do you know what I mean? I just don't want to commit sin. I want to go to heaven. So I'm trying to stay away from any fraud whatsoever. So they can do what they want. But when you've got the armour of the Creator around you, you're going to win. And it's always about questions. That's what it's all about, questions. If they say to me, you're Gerard Gallagher, I'm like, no, I'm not. Obviously, it'd be Mr. at the front. You prove that's me. I can't. Because it doesn't exist. It only exists on paper. They can't deal with a man. They can only deal with a fictitious entity, and they want you to commit fraud. They want you to sin. That's what all this bullshit system's all about. Trapping us. Getting us to commit sin. But hey, oh, what do I know? Anyway, let me know what you think. That's what I'm saying. My head's ticking. I'm on my own, adventure myself, and what I'm doing like. And you're on your own journeys. If people use what I've said, fair play. Like, that's what it's all about. Getting the information out there. Try and help as many people as you can. Get some extra information out there. Little tips and, that's it. And that's what it's all about. Helping each other. For free. And that's the way I roll. But let's see where it goes. My head's screwed on at the minute. I'm doing all right. Obviously, some things. That's what I say with the paperwork and that. I'm not saying that out, but I will when it's all done. But you'll be impressed. You'll be happy. I'm happy that it's got where it's got. And it's using the Bible. It's using the Bible. And it's using it correctly. That's the way I'm doing it. Man shall return and take back what's rightfully his. That's the way it goes. So keep smiling. I'll see you on the next one. Tilly D.